Yeah.
You can make an AI because that's another thing. As much as all these rappers are creating these records, it's still people rapping. It's not a computer. The computer's warping the voice and creating these things, but it's still a person rapping.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
And let's speak about real quick. Let me insert this. You know who used the AI thing first
Oh,
in this rap game? A lot of people don't know that, right? But it's not as new as people think. The AI in hip hop, in music creating, go back to 2008, maybe 2007.
yeah.
First artist that actually used it was Prodigy.
Really?
Prodigy wanted to do an album. It was this company that called itself Voxonic, something like that, Voxonic Music. And the idea was to use, they wanted to make a Spanish version of Prodigy's album. That's when reggaeton became a heavy thing. Spanish urban music became a thing. So the company wanted to, they felt like, hey, Prodigy got a global presence. He worked something out with them, and they wanted to translate his album into Spanish. And so what they did at the time, they weren't calling it AI. It was strictly AI, but they called it something else, right? And the technology was using voice prints to mimic the voice of Prodigy. However, just like you said, it was another dude who was actually rapping the song. You
Right.
still had to rap it. The robot didn't do it for you. So like you say, even AI, it's a person that had to do it.
Yeah.
So it actually happened. You can go to his album now, and you can hear there is a song called. He was supposed to do a whole album. It ended up not being a whole album because it probably was like the technology was so fresh. They probably found out it was so tedious. And on his album, the HNIC2, right, his first classic, the HNIC2, there's a song called ABC on there. If you listen to it, he's rhyming where he say like a first two line in English, and then the next two, three, four lines is in Spanish as well, and that's the AI saying it. But in Spanish, the AI was saying it was a cat who rhymed Prodigy's
But
bars,
right.
but in Spanish. But the voice print technology, the AI technology took Prodigy's voice and applied to it, like AI really does now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alright, before I get started, spark up the Lawton, light up the night up. Now let's get it going to the motherfucking top. Nadie que me diga hasta que encuentro vida y vendo. Tomando y gozando con botella de mo. Un montón de mujeres, ahora el party comenzó. Got a gun, screwdriver, a knife in the shank.
All right, so 2008, AI been around. It's been around. People just wasn't aware of it. Prodigy, OG for AI, right? First rapper to use it, probably first artist, period, that we know of on a mainstream level.
Right.
This is 2008. Now, this is 2023. This whole AI
It's blowing
wave
up.
is taking off, right? But go back to 2008. So shout out to Queens, always innovating.
Queens.
Always, come on, man. Queens.
Yeah, you already
All
know.
right. Speaking of Michael Jackson. See, let's go back a little bit. Remember I told you Prodigy was the first,
Yeah.
but there was somebody who was the second, Sony Records.
Of course.
That 2010 Michael Jackson album.
Yes, I said that. I said that.
They
I said
accused Sony for using somebody else who sound like him, but really that was AI, and they used the same approach.
Said that. I said that, and I said that before I even thought about this AI thing. I'm like, first of all, this doesn't sound like Michael. Like, first of all this music that he's putting out, Michael. If you're really a Michael fanatic, you understand that Michael is meticulous in what he puts out. He does not gonna put anything out. You
Yeah,
listen to a lot of these records, the records that was on that 2010 album. Sounds like a lot of throwaways. But one
yeah,
thing I always said, I'm like, it sounds like Michael, but it don't sound like Michael.
yeah,
I mean, I always said that. I always said that.
yeah,
Sound like Michael, but don't sound like Michael.
yeah, yeah. There you go.
Confirms it for me, bro, because
Yeah.
that wasn't Michael, bro.
Yeah, and it's funny because I made a post about that like a few years ago on one of my pages, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna share which one it was because it was this particular album. Hopefully I can upload it here, but it was what was it called?
I don't even remember. I hated it so much that I didn't.
Joy was trash, right?
It was so trash, bro. Like that's not Michael. Michael would not release this this is a money grab from Sony.
I think it was some kind of King something.
I don't know. It was not Michael's album, and I love Michael because Michael is the greatest artist of all time.